Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I made sure not to like mute myself. Unlike last time was a mess because I kept forgetting to unmute myself. But hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. Actually, it's gonna be a very special live stream for everybody who's currently watching. This is gonna be like I wouldn't say a recap. It's more like a rescreening of episode 10 of Yandere Stories. It's one of my most popular episode out of everything I've done so far. It used to be episode 1, but this is by far takes all of them. I just want to say this is all thanks to a good friend of mine, Sailor Spoon. If you haven't subscribed to her, make sure to sub to her. Although she doesn't really post content as much anymore or as frequently, so that's the thing, unfortunately. But you know, it's her thing, you know. But I hope you guys enjoy this live stream. And at the end of this live stream, if you guys want to stick around, I will be doing a Q&A thing. So if you guys have any questions about the story, about like other things, just let me know. I will be doing the Q&A for like about 30 minutes or so. So yeah, other than that, hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's let's get this party started. Yeah.
Steven, I want you right now.
Hey, Miss Page. I have a...
Oh, well, hello there, Steven.
It's about damn time. Jeez, I feel like I was about to freaking die listening to Mr. Paul talking about those stupid rocks for the past hour and a half. On top of that, I'm so hungry that I could eat this whole school. Oh wait, I forgot that today they serve those awesome cinnamon buns. I better hurry up before they all run out. As I made my way pissed since I had to go through this just for some Metacorp cinnamon buns. Once I finally paid for them, I quickly paced myself and walked towards the exit. Luckily, my anxiety didn't kill me before I reached it. But once I did, with a big sigh of relief, I finally made my way towards Miss Page's classroom. I slowly opened the door as I announced my presence. Hey, Miss Page, I have a...
Oh, yeah. Steven. I want you right now.
I could hear her soft moans coming from Miss Page's mouth as she was sniffing her hands while gently calling out my name, as though she was in a sense of euphoria. It was bizarre and weird that I wanted to leave right after I saw that, but unfortunately for me, I was noticed by her.
Oh, well, hello there, Steven.
Yeah, sorry for barging in so quickly. I didn't know you were, busy.
Oh my, how embarrassing. Did you see all that?
No.
It's okay. You don't have to hide anything from me. I won't get mad.
Well, if that's the case, then I did. I saw the whole thing.
I figured as much. Well, no sense in hiding it now. Why don't you come in and take a seat in the front of my desk, Steven?
You sure?
Well, it would be rude of me if I didn't invite you in. I mean, you did come all the way here to give me some of those delicious cinnamon buns.
I guess so.
But you know, now that you saw everything, I'm left with no choice but to keep you as my little pet. Or should I say, a teacher's pet.
Wait, what?
That's right. If you don't follow with what I say from here on out, then I'll have to make sure that you face troublesome consequences. For example, how about always being late for class, or doing multiple attempts of misconduct and causing disruption in the classroom? That will surely get you expelled. And since I know you're such a good student, or should I say, a good little boy, I know that that's the last thing you want. Am I wrong?
I almost forgot that she had that kind of power over me, considering that she was my first period teacher. She could easily dismiss me as being absent if she wanted, and abuse the system to her gain. This was pure blackmail at its finest. If I don't comply, then all my hard work that I put into my high school career goes down the drain, and then I'll be seen as a delinquent and untrustworthy when I want to try to get into a good college. Damn it. What the hell? Why me?
Excuse me?
Out of all the students here, why was I the one who ended up being in this stupid situation? Why are you doing this to me?
Let's just say, I have a special spot in my heart for hard-working students. It's a guilty kink of mine, really. I just love how hard you work, and in the end, it can all be taken away within a blink of an eye. It's really thrilling thinking about it, really. Also, I've always imagined how your face would look like after finding out that you will have to serve me until you graduate from high school. And, as I expected, I wasn't disappointed. But just so you know, I'm not doing this because I hate you or anything. On the contrary, I slowly became fond of you throughout the semester of having you in my class. And on top of that fact that you're one of my top students, it was just too good for me not to blackmail you into being mine.
What kind of twisted teacher would do that to a student?
I guess I'm guilty as charged.
Come on. There's gotta be another way. I'll do extra homework. I'll even stay after school and clean up the classroom. Just please, don't do this to me.
Oh, that's so adorable. I love it when a goody two-shoe starts begging. It just... oh gosh. It just turns me on so much. It's okay, though. It's not like I'm gonna do anything inappropriate to you. After all, if I did, YouTube would just demonetize this video and all the ads would all run away regardless of how PG-13 this is. Which in turn would make me very, very sad.
Wait, what? Demonetize? YouTube? What are you...
Anyways, like I mentioned before, from here on out, you are now my pet that will do whatever I say. And as my pet, you have no right refusing any of my commands. So as a first order of business, How about you dump that current slut of a girlfriend?
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh, and on that note, honey, I never kid around when I give my pet orders. And because you question me, which is a big no-no for my pet to do, you will have to dump her in public and embarrass her so she'll never look at you again. This way, you will always have time for me. Must I repeat myself?
No.
Then do as you're told and say, "Yes, teacher."
I just...
What was that?
Yes. Teacher.
Oh gosh. That was so thrilling. My body is getting all tingly just from hearing you say that. Say it once more for me.
Yes. Teacher.
Yes. Yes. I can feel my body fill up with euphoria. So good.
Are you done? Can I leave?
I'm not. Didn't you come here to give me something?
Oh yeah. I brought you that stupid cinnamon bun. Here, just take it.
Oh, don't be like that. I'll make sure to cherish each bite as I think of you, my cute little pet.
Do whatever you want. I'm leaving.
Just remember that if you don't follow through with my orders, I can and will ruin any chances of you ever graduating and getting into college. And I'm sure your parents would be very disappointed in you if that happened. Oh, and one more thing.
What is it?
You have to break up with that slut by the end of this week. Otherwise you'll be feeling those consequences very soon. You hear?
Yes, teacher.
That's a good little pet. Now off you go.
And just like that, my fate was sealed until I graduated from high school. There was nothing that I could think of to get out of this mess. I'm sure even if I tried to tell another teacher, or even the principal, they would just brush it off as me lying because I got a low grade on my assignment. Usually that's how it goes when it comes to people like me who get straight A's on almost everything they do. I had no choice but to comply with her demands, and play her little game for now. And even though me and my girlfriend have been dating for the past year, I can't sacrifice my own future for her sake. I know that must sound pretty selfish and shallow, but I know in my mind that high school relationships never last past graduation. I guess it was only a matter of time before we broke up. I do love her though. I do care for her. So I guess this is the only way for me to make sure she doesn't get hurt any further after getting myself involved with a psychotic woman like Miss Page. I have to muster up the guts by Friday in order to do this, or my whole life will be ruined. This time on Yandere Stories. I was trying to get a heads up on everyone else.
Oh, really? Let me guess. It's those delicious cinnamon buns that they have today, aren't they?
Hey, Miss Page, I have the...
Oh, yeah. Now that you saw everything, I'm left with no choice but to keep you as my little pet. Or should I say, a teacher's pet.
Wait, what? Only another 24 hours until I have to muster up the courage to break up with my girlfriend in public. I can't believe she's making me do this. This is just ridiculous. Does she really enjoy torturing me like this? What the hell made her this way to begin with? Maybe, just maybe, if I come up with a plan, I might be able to get myself out of this mess. But the question is, how? She has a tough grip on my attendance and can easily suspend me or even expel me from class. The only way anyone would believe me would be if I somehow recorded her acting this way. But would she even let her guard down long enough for me to record her? I doubt it. If she's smart, which by the way she's manipulating me, she is, she will easily figure out what I'm trying to do if I suddenly approach her unnaturally. I have to think this through a bit more. After all, my future is at stake. I make my way off to the bus and into the school building. I start my morning routine as any other day. I'm not really a social butterfly, so my interaction between me and my peers are limited to only hi's and how did you do on your test? It's pretty lame, I know. But I mean, growing up, I was taught that my education was way more important than having a temporary social life that will only get in the way of your studies. It's sad, really. Inside, I know I have a huge urge to make friends and actually be able to talk about all kinds of things. But because I grew up this way, I grew up being an introvert, and I'm known as being the smart kid to my peers in school. Because of all this, I can't really turn to anyone but myself at this point. As I make my way into the classroom, I see Miss Page standing right in front of the classroom making sure that everyone made it in time before she closed the doors. I try to avoid making eye contact, but that's difficult considering that she might punish me for even detesting her.
Good morning, Stephen.
Yeah. I try to make as little conversation as I can with her, even though it would be in my favor to befriend her and do what she says. I just can't get over the fact that she's even blackmailing me like this.
Aw, come on, don't be that way. After all, it is considered rude ignoring your favorite teacher.
Favorite teacher? As if. What makes her think that I love seeing her in the morning? Whatever.
Well, that's fine. Considering that I'm in a very good mood today, I'll let it slide. For now.
With frustration overwhelming my current mood, I make my way to my seat. Miss Page, as usual, announces today's assignments and goes on about her daily routine, as though we never had this special relationship.
Alright, class. I'll be passing out all of your mock final exam results. If I call your name out, you must see me after school for tutoring. If you skip out on this, you only receive partial participation points for today.
As she was talking about this tutoring session, everyone in class was passing out our results for the mock final exam, but when I saw my grade, I found out that my grade for the exam turned out to be a D. I was shocked considering I never get any results below B's. This must have been rigged by Miss Page. Damn it. I'm sure she did this on purpose.
Oh. Well, it looks like there's only one student that will have to stay after school for tutoring. Looks like you need to study a bit harder, Stephen.
Everyone looked at me with a surprised look on their faces. I'm pretty sure they were thinking about how the smartest student in class even managed to get a D on a mock final exam. I looked back at them with a nervous smile on my face and said, This must be some kind of mistake, right? The tension in the classroom slightly lifted as all the students' eyes reverted back to Miss Page.
Well, it is possible, but either way we'll have to sort this mess out after school.
Alright, fine.
Now class, get out your textbooks and turn to page 394. Today we'll
Damn,
be learning...
I guess either way, I will have to resolve this issue with her after school. This could be my chance to execute my plan. If everything goes smoothly, I might be able to get out of this mess, but I guess we shall see. My day goes by like any other day after the first period class with Miss Page, although during lunch, I planned out how I was about to go about doing this. Honestly though, if I could get her to slip up by saying something suggestive, then I got her where I want her. If by the end of the day this doesn't work, then nothing will. After carefully planning and deciding where I was going to put my phone at in my pocket, I decided with it being in the front pocket. That way I could pick up her voice up easier. I also needed to cover it up so she doesn't notice it sticking out. That's why today I decided to wear a long shirt that stretched a little bit lower than my waist, just enough to cover my front pockets. This should hide my phone sticking out. All I needed to do was to make sure my phone setting isn't on the setting where it auto-sleeps when it's inactive. That way, it won't suddenly be turned off while it's not being used. This is pretty much all I could do for the moment. After lunch, I went along to my next class. I continued on my day as though nothing great was happening, although inside my mind, I was thinking of the worst possible scenarios that could happen if this didn't work out. I tried to distract myself by doing homework while the teacher was giving a lecture. Usually I don't divert my attention away from lectures being given, but this was my only way of coping with what's about to transpire. Some time passed, and the last bell of the day finally came. It was time. Time for me to end this madness that I have gotten myself into. Time to finish this hellish blackmail scheme of hers, and time for me to free myself for good. As the final bell rang, the whole class started picking up their stuff. I did the same. I then headed my way out the classroom and into the busy madness that is the school hallways. I wasn't sure what time she wanted me to be in her classroom, so I slowly walked my way to the school's library, where I would just sit at an empty table and read until the halls became lifeless. It only took about half an hour for it to clear out. So it was. I made my way to her classroom, and finally arrived. I hesitated when reaching for the door's handle, but then forced myself to keep going. Suddenly, I made my way into the classroom, I hear.
Welcome, Stephen. I'm so glad you made it. I was worried that you were going to try to run away from this, but I'm happy to see that I was wrong. Now then, take a seat.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, now that you've settled in, let me fetch you your new mock final exam.
This was weird. I wasn't expecting her to get right into the test. Does she know what I was planning? Could it be that she saw all this coming from a mile away? No way. I'm just being paranoid, right? Right? As I reached for my pencil in my backpack, Miss Page slowly made her way towards my desk.
Oh, and I almost forgot to mention.
Uh-huh.
I need your phone.
My phone? For what?
Well, to make sure you don't use it to cheat on your exam, silly.
Why would I do that? I would never sink as low as that.
Well, considering that your grades are important to you, and I know how you hate getting anything less than an A in any class, I'm sure you would try to do everything in your power to pass this exam.
That's absurd.
If that's so absurd, then I'm sure you wouldn't mind handing over your phone.
Damn. She got me. I never thought she was going to pull this off, and her reasoning for confiscating my phone was a valid reason, so even if I refused to hand her my phone, it would only make me sound like a delinquent. At this rate, nothing seems to be working. To top things off, she's about to see that I was recording her the whole time I came into the classroom. Fine. But let me make sure that my phone's on silent first. As I took my phone out of my pocket, I tried to make sure she didn't see the screen, and with a quick rush of adrenaline, I quickly tried to stop the recording so I could close the app. Then out of nowhere, Miss Page Hang quickly snagged it out of my hands. Hey! What's your deal? You can't do that!
Oh-ho! I see you tried to record me.
She then pushed the button to make the recording stop.
Nice try. If this was like any other day, then you might have had the chance to actually get away with recording me saying such naughty things. But too bad. You're my pet, and you're not going anywhere.
Shit. What do I do now? I can't escape this crazy woman. She has me cornered. At this rate, I would be forced to actually go and break up with my girlfriend in public tomorrow.
And as your oh-so-lovable teacher, I command you to kiss my bare feet as an apology for even thinking of trying to sabotage me.
What? Are you kidding me?
Must I keep reminding you?
No. Fine.
That's a good boy.
Miss Page sat on top of the desk right next to mine. She then slowly reached for her shoe to take them off. She took off her right shoe and seductively continued to take off her sock. All I could do was stare and watch as she tries to entice me into liking what she was doing. She then extended her leg and placed her foot on my desk firmly. I stared at her leg and made my way towards her foot.
Well, I'm waiting, Stephen.
I hesitantly lowered myself and kissed her foot.
Oh, yes. Seeing you kiss my feet for forgiveness is making me feel all hot.
Am I done here?
Well, I guess you are. You can go home now.
Wait, what about my test?
Since you made me feel so good, I'll give you a passing grade. So don't worry, my little pet.
Alright then. I'm off.
Oh, before you go, I wanted to tell you one more thing.
Yeah. What?
If you ever try to pull a stunt like that again, I'll make sure you never step into another school for the rest of your life. Okay? Off you go.
Just then. What the hell was that? That sent shivers down my spine. I don't think I've ever seen her that pissed off before. Shit. I think I might have made her more alert and aware of my schemes. This might make things more difficult cause now she's going to be on alert. What the hell do I do now? Damn it. And so I made my way to the lobby where everyone waits to get picked up. Eventually my mom came and picked me up from school. I went home still feeling that shiver that echoed through my body. And to make things worse, tomorrow's the day that things go down for me and my inevitable ex-girlfriend. Why is this happening to me? Someone, please, save me. Hey guys, thanks. If I come up with a plan, I might be able to get myself out of this mess. I found out that my grade for the exam turned out to be a D. I was shocked considering I never get any results below B's. This must have been rigged by Miss Page. I guess either way, I will have to resolve this issue with her after school. This could be my chance to execute my plan. If everything goes smoothly, does she know what I was planning? Could it be that she saw this coming from a mile away?
Nice try. If this was like any other day, then you might have had the chance to actually get away with recording me saying such naughty things. You're mine, and my alone. Why do you keep resisting? Please tell me that you're lying. Playing with everything and anything you do will be enough to change your circumstances. Because I own you.
What was that? Was that all a dream? Damn it. It's not. Because the reality is, this is happening right now. Great. Now I'm all sweaty. I better take a shower before the bus gets here. As I get ready for the big day today, my mind tries to comprehend the reality of the situation. I just can't help but feel lost and alone, considering I don't really have friends that will help me out. I'm sure they would rather not get expelled from school, and honestly, I don't blame them. If they were in my shoes and suddenly asked me for help, I'd more than likely give them the cold shoulder. Sounds cruel, but I mean, would you really help out a so-and-so called friend knowing that it could jeopardize your future? I doubt it. After getting ready, I went outside and waited for the bus to come. As the bus approached closer and closer to the school, my nerves quickly caught up to me. My hands were sweating, and my feet felt shaky. I wasn't sure if I could handle what was about to happen, but it's unavoidable, so I have to muster up the courage to face this. I walk towards my first period class as always. I see Miss Page standing outside the hallway, taking attendance and most likely waiting for me to arrive. I tried avoiding eye contact with her, but it's difficult.
Good morning, Stephen. Are you having a wonderful morning?
Sure. Why not? I tried to give her the cold shoulder by replying as little as possible.
Doesn't sound like it, but that's fine. It'll all get better later on.
I'm sure it will. I then made my way to my assigned seat and waited for class to start. And as always, Miss Page started her class like any other day. It was time. The moment of truth has arrived. I can't avoid it. I have to do this to end this whole situation I'm in. As much as it pains me to embarrass my girlfriend, I just have to. So I texted my girlfriend, asking her if she would meet me outside the lunch courtyard. She has the same lunch period as I, but we never really sit with each other since we both have our own little social group of friends. She texted with curiosity, asking why I wanted to have a talk with her. All I could say was that it was urgent and that we needed to talk. She agreed, and then I made my way to the courtyard. Waiting nervously for the moment to come, people were staring at me as I stood in the center of the courtyard. I don't blame them. It's really unusual to see someone suddenly standing in the middle, as if something was going down while eating lunch. I felt as though I was a performer, ready to break at any given moment. I hear the cafeteria door that led to outside open. I see her walking towards me with a worried expression on her face. She finally reached me, and with a soft-spoken voice, she asked me what I wanted to talk to her about. I tried to mutter out the words, and it was so difficult considering she's been nothing but supportive of me. Even though we haven't really been dating that long, she was really nice to me, and regardless of how distant we might have been during our relationship, she still trusted me. I thought to myself for a couple seconds, and I said, "I'm sorry. I just can't. I have to, but..." She asked what was wrong with me. I couldn't fully put my words into complete sentences, and as hard as I tried, I just couldn't. It was too hard. Even though school was important to me, she was surprisingly even more important. I never thought I'd be this attached to her. And in the end, all I could say to her was, "I need you to trust me on this. I know it sounds crazy, but you're the only person I can tell. I have no other close friends that would ever believe me." She then told me with a confident voice that she would trust me and believe me. So I told her about Miss Page and how she was blackmailing me. I even told her about how she wanted me to break up with her in public to embarrass her. To my surprise, she was very understanding and she believed every word I told her. She told me that this kind of stuff had happened before somewhere else. I figured it would have taken more convincing, but she took it wholeheartedly. And with the remainder of the lunch break, we both discussed and plotted ways to help me get out of the situation with Miss Page. We both know she was going to ask me to stay after school to hear my results, so this was my chance for me and my girlfriend to obtain evidence against her. We schemed up a plan where she would be holding her phone up to the door while I went inside. All I had to do is to make sure she spoke up loud and clear, so it would pick up. Honestly, I'm not even sure if this will work, but I have to try nonetheless. It's finally time. I texted my girlfriend that I was heading towards her room. She got the cue and started following me from behind, but to a point where it looked as though she wasn't really following me. I finally got to Mrs. Page's room and knocked on the door. "I'm coming in."
Oh, come on in, Steven. You're always welcome into my domain.
As I entered her classroom, my palms started sweating really badly. She then walked past me and locked the door from behind.
Pardon me, Steven. I just need to make sure that no one barges in on us.
Okay then. So far so good. I told my girlfriend to wait until she locked the door, and as I expected, she did. This means this was her cue to come up to the door slowly and begin recording our conversation.
Now, Steven, for insurance, I need your phone.
Fine. Take it.
You don't seem to rebel against my orders like you usually do. Either you became accustomed to this new way of life, or you're plotting another scheme. But then again, you don't have your phone on you anymore, so what could you even do?
Why am I here? What do you want?
That's a silly question to ask. You're here to give me your results. So, did you do it? Did you finally break up with that filth of a girlfriend you have? Or should I say, ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, I did. I did it in public, just like you asked.
Well, yes. It seemed like you did it when I was watching from inside the building, although I was expecting more of a dramatic scene. Oh well. Now you're officially mine. Just imagine all the fun we're gonna have together.
Ugh, gross.
You say that, but soon you'll learn to love it, Steven.
And what makes you say that?
Because I'll slowly condition you to love every inch of me, and you'll eventually listen to me like a good little pet. Like it should be.
Like that'll ever happen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because everything you have said up to the moment I entered your classroom has been recorded.
Wait, what? How? I took your phone. There's no way.
You thought I broke up with my girlfriend, but it was thanks to her trusting me that this was possible. Right now, she is standing outside the door with a microphone listening on this very conversation. I suggest you comply with my demands, or you will soon find yourself behind prison.
Why, you little ungrateful...
What was that? You want me to make this conversation public?
Fine. You win.
Nothing has ever felt so satisfying than being able to finally end this whole situation. It was all thanks to the efforts of my girlfriend who believed in me. I doubted her, but never again. I never thought I'd choose her over my future. But I guess real love does exist. But as for Miss Page, she won't be bothering or interfering with my life ever again. And to make sure that she stays that way, I've blackmailed her to leave everyone else alone as well. This worked out better than I thought. Never again will this happen to another innocent student. At least, I hope it doesn't. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the last part of episode 10 of my Yandere series. A big huge shout out to Sailor Spoon for collaborating with me as well as being the voice of the main Yandere in this video. And of course, part 1 and 2 of my videos. And as always, thanks for watching and I hope to see you in my next video.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hold on, I can't even hear myself talk because of this. But yeah, so that was episode 10 of Yandere Stories. In its entirety. Unfortunately, there isn't any parts to it, like optional routes or anything like that. But regardless of that, it's still one of my biggest stories. I gotta say though, the only critique I have is that the voice acting is really bad on my part. Like I did a pretty terrible job in my opinion, but that's just my own fault for not like putting more like emotion to it. But yeah, so this is the Q&A section. If you guys aren't interested, you know, you could just go. Otherwise, if you guys have any questions, let me know right now and I'll answer it as good as I can. So yeah. Hold on, I need to get the BGM music. Let's see. Yeah, Reese, what's up? What's your question? Alright guys, why the F did you have a foot fetish? Okay, so that was kind of like, I didn't really intend it to be anything like that. The only reason why it's like that, because I feel like in order to make it seem like the teacher is more in control of the whole situation, is that to make him degrade the protagonist to the lowest form of whatever. It's not because it's like a fetish or anything like that, just so you guys know. That's just a thing I put in there to as an example to show dominance and stuff like that. So yeah, it has nothing to do with that. I don't have one. I think it's not for me. I know I'm not trying to like look down on people who do like that stuff, because you know everyone has their own thing, right? So no judging here. But for me, I'm not into that stuff. So if that's your question, then yeah, no. It's just a coincidental thing. It's not something that was intentionally put in there. So, would the Yandere College professor be voiced by Sailor Spoon? Also, do you like the details for the story? I don't know. I haven't really decided anything on that story. I don't know when I'll ever get to it, but maybe I'll see what happens. Compared to episode 4, when you didn't have anyone to voice, the Yandere was very worse than the voice acting in 10. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sailor Spoon, she's a pretty I guess you could say she's pretty new to voice acting and stuff, so but I think she did a pretty good job. She does I think, aside from the other ones I've collaborated with her, this is one of the other ones. Obviously not everybody's gonna be the best in voice acting. I think she did a pretty good job at it, portraying the kind of character I wanted her to be. So I personally, I think she did a good job. Some people might not like her voice in this, or I don't know, but just based on her voice maturely and the way she delivers her lines within the episode, I think she did a pretty good job. But I can see why people would think that, but I don't know. I guess everyone has their own opinions on the voice acting, but like, you know, it really depends on people. Jay, what were you smoking when you making the script? It's good. Okay, so when I made this script, I didn't really, I don't know, because everybody was saying stuff like, oh, let's do do this kind of Yandere character, do that and that kind of stuff. And I thought about this because I thought that would be pretty fascinating, because I think it's because of the fact that I actually saw on the news one day that this teacher slept with his underage students or something like that, and that kind of triggered the whole idea of this kind of story, just because you don't see this a lot in being betrayed in media. So I thought this was a good social commentary on stuff like that within, you know, that happens all the time, but it gets shoved under the rug. So I don't know, I just thought it was a good idea to put more light into it, that these things can happen, unfortunately. But I don't want to get too into it and too much into it, detail stuff. You can probably look it up, but yeah. Honestly, I suppose it's not fair, but did you have a specific intent on the protagonist's personality? Not really. The only intent I had for the personality of the protagonist is I wanted to make him a little wimpy. I don't want to make him too confident in himself, because if he's too confident, obviously he's going to beat somebody up, kind of like Yuji. He's very confident and straightforward in episode 11. But this protagonist, I wanted to make him a little, because he's a straight A student, so obviously he's not gonna be the most outlandish, you know, confident person ever. But I don't know. But I just want to make him so he doesn't overpower the teacher and stuff like that. So yeah. That boy, was there ever a time when you looked over a Yandere script and was like, man, this shit's whack? Sometimes I don't think I've ever had a moment where I was looking over this and was like, this is so weird. I don't know why I'm writing this. I've never actually had a moment like that. I mean, some people suggested some ideas, and I kind of thought to myself, yeah, I can't write this. This isn't my thing. I just can't think of something to write this, even though I know there might be a market for that, and people might actually be into that kind of stuff. I'm for personally, I'm not comfortable writing those kinds of stuff, but I don't know. But so far, I haven't had a moment like that, fortunately, so I don't know. Was it difficult to work on, and would be the reboot of it be more terrifying than the original? Working on this was not difficult at all, because me and Sailor was are pretty good friends, I'd say, and she got her lines in pretty fast and everything when I started doing this episode 10, and the script itself wasn't really difficult to write either, because I had the whole idea in my head of how it's going to go. So it wasn't really hard to coordinate anything. Unlike episode 11, that was really hard to coordinate everything, just because of the fact that I had writer's block and that kind of stuff. So episode 10 was pretty easy. Jay, why did you make the script like a drum opening, not trying to get you demonetized? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty neat, I guess. I mean, this was like a long time ago. This was from what? 2018. So like 3 years ago, which is crazy to think about. This was 3 years ago. So I guess it was like a artistic choice on my behalf, thinking that it was a good idea. So I don't know. I can't really say why I chose to do that, but yeah. The script is good, but the first scene, walking in on her accidentally, then the next episode starts with, how will I ever surprise her if she's always on guard, just felt off. Yeah, I totally get that, Inertia. The whole, I don't know, I think a lot of people said, from what I can tell, who are very critical about the whole script of this, is like they do have a point where there are some plot holes in this episode, which I'm not too proud of, but you know it's I grow, right? So I don't know, it can kind of feel inconsistent just because of the way the situation and how I was writing it. So it's kind of weird. Yeah, I can agree that this isn't the best episode for me. The voice acting could have been way better, and that's mostly my part, as well as the script writing could have been way better, and that's also my fault. So yeah, why don't you make Mado's voice acting? Bruh, probably will eventually, so stay tuned for that. King Crimson, we should also realize that the men get targeted too. Yes. Aaron, it's a blackmail video series episode 2 between you and Sailor Spoon. Is it over? So the blackmail series, that was kind of a one-shot thing. Unfortunately, because Sailor isn't really interested in continuing it, and she is mostly the one who wrote the script for that roleplay video thing. So I can't really say what she wanted to do with it. I don't even know where the story was going, but she wrote that, and it's up to her if she wants to keep going with it or not. So at this point, it's just there. It's forever in limbo, I guess. I don't know. But you know, if she ever approaches me and tells me that she wants to keep going with it, then yeah, but by all means, I'd be more than happy to. But really, it's all up to her when it comes to that. Ducky's voice, when I don't know, you'll see it. It'll be like a surprise video or something. One question on the personality: Wimpy usually isn't associated with getting a girlfriend. If he's a loner. It felt out of character, but then again, it's a nitpick. Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the more I'm thinking about it, and the more I was listening back at the dialogue and that kind of stuff, I can't agree that the character itself in this episode is a little bit inconsistent compared to my other characters I've written, but you know, Maruitsuki, will you ever have me as a guest? Bruh, of course, you know, of course. Also, why add a wall break if it's never addressed again? Okay, for the wall break, the fourth wall break scene, I thought it was pretty funny. Obviously, a lot of people, based on the comments, thought it was funny as well. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I just thought it was pretty funny because, like, you don't really see a lot of fourth wall breaks in like audio role plays or like that kind of stuff. So I thought it was pretty funny. Also, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Doki Doki came out before that, right? Or within that same year. So that kind of like inspired me to do a wall break, and it was like, yeah, this should be pretty funny. Also, why did it... Okay, yeah, I already answered that one. No, Drisk. Thanks for coming, though. What is your motivation for continuing this series? I don't know. I like writing stuff, so I that's mostly why I keep writing these stories, because I like writing it, and I like seeing the reactions of people when they reach the big shock or the big finale and the plot twist, and they're like, what? No way, that actually happened. I think that's kind of amusing and pretty funny, and I like seeing people when they get like that. Just because when it's a good story when they get like legitimately shocked at the plot twists because they never saw it coming. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I keep writing. But I don't know, bro. You're a great writer. Keep it up, man. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Inertia. Jay, when you made the story, why did you put a picture of the bun? Okay, so the bun picture, that was exclusive live stream thing. That was just an exclusive live stream thing. If you watch the original videos, it's not in there. I just thought it was funny because people were asking, will there be buns in it? I was like, okay, I should definitely do that. All right, see ya, Aaron. Thanks for stopping by. Did you intend to make it a series? At first, when I first made episode 1 of the Yandere story stuff, yes and no. I was kind of like testing to see if it was anything I wanted to do. When I first made episode 1, I was like, okay, I should just try this out because this is pretty fascinating and I don't see anybody else doing it. So I released it, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll do episode 2 and 3, and that's it, just to try it out and stuff like that. Then out of nowhere, people started watching that video in mass, and I was like, whoa, did people actually like this stuff, I guess? And I just started doing it more. I never intended it to be like 12 episodes long. I thought it was going to be like 5 episodes or something, just like very short videos that are about 5 minutes long. But apparently people liked it enough for it to keep going on. And I wanted to make it more longer and more detailed, so that's why a lot of these episodes are like, I don't know, 30 minutes to like 4 hours long. I don't know. What anime would you recommend? Because I'm trying to get into anime. I would recommend Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist, definitely good ones. Will you ever do Yandere story? What is that, Reese? I don't know. I have no idea what that is. Hey, what's up, It Good? How's it going? I think overall your content and writing is super great, but pacing feels rushed at some point, but it makes sense if you didn't intend it. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Sometimes my pacing can be a little rushed just because of the fact that I couldn't think of anything. Because a lot of the time when I write and I can't think of anything to fill in the gaps, it feels kind of rushed because there's this thing missing. But yeah, sorry if it kind of comes off as rushed sometimes, but it's just how I wrote it at that moment because I couldn't think of anything else to put. But I'm trying to stop doing that and make it more detailed so it doesn't feel rushed, but it also doesn't feel too slow that it gets boring and that kind of stuff. Because I know some people, when they write, they add way too much detail, and people are not interested in reading like every single action a character does unless it's like significant or something. But for me, it's like I try to focus on the important bits of the story, as opposed to like the mundane everyday things that they do. I kind of just rush through those things because it's like, why do you care? That has nothing to do with the story if he like gets up from his chair in detail or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. Jay, what would happen if the girlfriend didn't help the protagonist? I think somebody actually asked this like a long time ago on the comment section. But for me, I would say if I had to go back and write like a route to it or something, like route A or route B, if if the girlfriend didn't help, it more than likely it'll probably turn out that he would like move out or move away from school or something, just to get away from the situation. But eventually I bet the teacher would like just move to the same school as he did to like keep that relationship and stuff like that, just to like make it more interesting story wise. But I don't know, I don't think there would be any good endings if that was the case. Like, this is one of the stories that has a good ending compared to all the other ones where it doesn't really have a good ending. But I don't know, I think that's what would happen if the girlfriend didn't help him. So but Grandma Yandere Reese, wow, okay. But yeah, I have enough room for one more question, and this will be it for the live stream. So do you guys have any more questions or anything about the story, about whatever? I don't know. Also, just a quick note, if you guys are interested in joining my Discord, if you haven't already, by all means, please join the Discord. I have a link pinned to the chat of YouTube, so if you're watching through YouTube, it's pinned in the chat. Otherwise, you could just I have links in the description and that kind of stuff. Inertia, do you plan on sticking to Yandere content? Yes and no. Yes, because I know a lot of people actually enjoy that content, and you know what, I don't mind writing it, and it's interesting because there's so much you can do with it in terms of story, and like I want to see how far I can go with it, and because I already announced before that I will be branching out from it and doing other different kinds of stories and that kind of stuff that has nothing to do with Yandere stories. But it's not like I'm gonna stop, because I know there's people that like my stories and they think it's interesting and like to see all these kinds of different situations and what you can do with it. So because you don't see a lot of people expanding on it that much, aside from the basic, oh, you're in the basement chained up and that kind of stuff, and you can't get away, blah 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 blah, whatever, which is so basic and generic that's boring and that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna see what I can get away with in terms of the whole Yandere genre kind of thing. So and hopefully make these creative ways in order to like flesh out the character more, make it more reasonable and like more realistic in terms of motives and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of times it's like the character itself doesn't have any motives or anything. They're like, okay, I'm a Yandere because I am. Which is dumb, in my opinion, but I don't know. And I guess I'll answer that last question, Kingslayer. What is your favorite Yandere of all time? I don't really have a favorite. I guess if I had to pick one, I'd probably go with the most basic. Well, no, actually, I would have to say Kaide from Shuffle, just because she was the first one. She was the very first Yandere I was ever introduced to without knowing that she was a Yandere. I think she was the first one that I was like made me interested in what kind of character that is that acts like that. So that kind of led to another thing and another thing, and when Mirai Nikki came out, that's how I got into the whole thing. But yeah, but I'd say Kaide from Shuffle. So yeah, but other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. That's it for Q&A for today, I guess. I will be doing another one of these, probably the previous episode before 10, so like what, episode 9 or something. I don't what is it? No, it's episode 8, because 9 is freaking I forgot. Fallen Shadow is episode 9, and that's just like very short. But I'm gonna do episode 8 next, which is probably one of my favorites because the way it's written is really good in my opinion. But it's not really Yandere, is it? I don't know. But other than that, yeah, stay tuned for like, it's not going to be next week. It's probably going to be some other time. I will announce it like a week ahead of time, but probably then in 2 weeks or something. I don't know, around there. That's when I'm going to start, when I'm going to do another marathon. Other than that, stay tuned for next week. For that is when I release episode 3 of Yandere Diary. And, oh yeah, make sure to check out the Anime podcast tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be pretty fun because we're going to talk about comedy and stuff like that. And make sure to subscribe, like this video, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, kind of thing. And yeah, join my Discord as always. And I hope to see you guys on Monday. I will be coding more in my game, my Yandere game. So if you're interested in seeing that, by all means, please stop by. Other than that, hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, guys. Stay warm because it's pretty chilly right now. But yeah, I guess I'll see some of you guys in the Discord. Other than that, have a great day, night, whatever. And yeah, peace. Peace, guys. All right. Bye, guys.